Hi friends, Denise here. I am pivoting a little bit today to actually talk about categories and specific brands that I am looking for when I'm sourcing in 2023. I have learned a lot since I started reselling, and I'm going to drill right down from category specifically to brand and even styles. I hope you enjoy this and I hope you learn something, and I am definitely open to hearing feedback and just gathering any information that you have to share on any of the categories that I am talking about today. Let's get started. Okay, the first category I'm going to talk about is jeans, because everyone has access to jeans, but jeans is such a big and overwhelming category. Straight leg, curve love, demi boot, where do I begin? So I am going to share the brands that I always pick up and have a fast sell-through rate. So if I post it and it sells within a couple of weeks, that's a fast sell-through rate. If I post it and it sells within days, that is an amazing sell-through rate, and I want to find those jeans all the time. So let's talk about the first brand that I always buy. This is kind of funny because I would have never picked up this brand when I first started, Abercrombie & Fitch. I will always buy the 90 straight high rise, 90 straight curve love. So my first and always pick up is the 90 straight. It is the most popular, sort of has the most social media influence and sensation, and people are always seeking out the 90 straight. The second Abercrombie & Fitch style that I always pick up is when it's curve love. So curve love means it's tapered in the waist, a little bit roomier in the hips and thighs, and curve love is just a hot trend for a lot of things that are popular right now. So I am actually going to be running videos of what has recently sold in my closet, so you can kind of see the price point and, you know, what do you want to pay for them. I will pay $10 to $12 for Abercrombie jeans. Next up, Madewell. Fan favorite, fan flop. So I am just going to right now say, always pick up the demi boot. They are so hot right now. I can't keep them in my closet. I don't think I keep them for a week in my closet. Any style of the demi boot, there's multiple styles. It'll be here as I'm talking. The other style I always pick up as well is the Perfect Vintage, and it's just called the Perfect Vintage jeans. It's really their riff on Levi's, and it always has a great light wash. I will say though, I pick up the Perfect Vintage. They aren't a fast sell-through rate. They're gonna sit maybe closer to a month, up to 2 months in your closet, 6 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that. So not as fast of a sell-through rate, but still the style that people seek out. I do pick up Madewell other jeans at the bins only. I will pick up skinny jeans at the bins, but otherwise I'm not paying up $12 for Madewell jeans ever that aren't the demi boot or Perfect Vintage. The last brand is a very, very small label, super hard to find, but if you find it, buy whatever style you find. And that brand is called Air, A-Y-R. I recently picked up a pair of Bomb Pops. I just saw the Air tag, so I bought it because I had bought a pair of skinny style Air jeans and they sold really quickly, and I was like, this brand must be hot if a pair of skinny jeans sold within a few weeks. Then when I found this other style, the Bomb Pop looked more like a straight leg jean. They sold for $85, I want to say within 3 days of being in my closet. So if you see Air, the label will be shown on the screen. Please buy it. You won't be disappointed. Next general category is boots. I know, Denise, boots. Boots is such a big category, but look, my best-selling category in 2022 was shoes. And of shoes, my best-selling category was boots. And I'll tell you why. The average sale price of boots, I would say, is $75 upwards of $125. So average sale price in there, let's just say $100 for boots. And when I post the video, it's gonna show what brand sold for what price point, so you can get a sense of, if you see a pair of these boots, what they might sell for. Now, John Fluvog, super trendy, artsy brand, shops in New York City. They were really hip when Doc Martens were in the 90s. I mean, Doc Martens still are, of course, but John Fluvog is kind of like this obscure, I consider them kind of in the same category as that alt punk rock, like Doc Martens, although Doc Martens are way more extreme now. So John Fluvog, wow. Average sales price of John Fluvog's incredible. I even bought a really trashed pair and I still sold them for $36. Next up, I think we all know this, Blundstones. There is really no going wrong with Blundstones. I even recently found a pair of Blundstone clogs or shoes, and I even picked those up and they sold faster than the regular boots. I definitely always price my Blundstones competitively, and competitively is at the high end of what Poshmark suggests when I'm posting. So I have some wiggle room to make offers. Believe it or not, Birkenstock is a hot boot brand. A lot of their boots are kind of nondescript. The pair I recently sold, they just looked, it's so funny because where I bought them, they were only like $8.99 or $9.99, and I don't think they realized they were actually Birkenstocks. So lace up, sort of look like a chukka boot. Obviously Chelsea boots are super hot right now for men and women. Chelsea boots are just the way to go. And keep your eye out for Birkenstock boots. They may have different soles, and you will always probably see a little bit of blue in the sole somewhere as far as the logo is concerned. Let's see. Next up, I have Sorels. I don't pick up Sorels all the time. The wedge boots are definitely hot and they really do sell quickly. I bought a couple of pairs of Sorels lately, and the more wintry style took a little bit longer to sell. They were a smaller size, but I found a pair of the wedge boots in like a 9 or an 8.5, and they were black leather and they sold within a week. I always pick up Frye boots, and they are more long tail. I will say though, I have posted a pair of Melissa button boots, and they were this crackle finish. So they were black and they had a little bit of like gray distressing crackling on the finish of them, and they were a size 10. I sold those within 15 minutes of posting them for $150. So I always pick up Frye. I even pick up Frye shoes, and stay tuned. I'm going to talk about them in a minute. Okay, the next category is a little bit obscure. It's not a specific category of clothing, and that is wool. Merino wool, wool blends, cashmere wool. Just don't pass on wool. Now, I'm going to get very specific about the wool. I'm not just talking about cardigans and things like that. I'm going to tell you the specific brands. Icebreaker. They make merino wool base layers, sweaters, pants. Smart Wool, obviously. They also make pants. I recently sold a pair super quickly of like leggings. They were Smart Wool kind of cropped leggings, not like a base layer. Obviously Smart Wool base layers as well. Another interesting one, Icebreaker Smart Wool bras. Women seek out wool bras. A little bit of a more, like a very small boutique-y wool brand that also makes outdoor clothing is called Ibex. I recently sold an Ibex vest in a very short amount of time. And, you know, for me, a very short amount of time is a week. If I have a week turnaround on something, I am seeking that out again. I recently found a pair of Ibex New With Tag pants. I don't know how well they'll do. I just posted them. They haven't gotten much traction yet. The other category of wool, I just wanted to say quickly, Pendleton. Always Pendleton, not always Pendleton. You know, I used to always pick up Pendleton when I saw it, and now I am much more discerning. You really do have to look for holes and flaws. I recommend holding it up to the light and looking at it that way. I definitely pick up men's shirts. I recently posted a chore jacket. I would say skirts, those blazers, yes, coats, yes, but I don't know about like kind of the suit sets. I'm on the fence about those. I think the other categories are a better place to focus. And another item that I just think is a go on the pickup is anything that's Aran Knit, A-R-A-N, from Ireland. So there's going to be multiple brands, and they typically have A-R-A-N in the title of them. And people seek out Irish wool, particularly the fisherman knit style sweaters, ponchos. Really great sales, average sales price, I would say $50 to $75 at least, depending on what the item it is and how substantial it is. And the last wool I have to share about, and this is funny, I'm gonna put a picture up, but there is a brand called Woolino, Woolino, and they make sleep sacks for babies. And the interior liner of them is merino wool, and the exterior is cotton. And I just picked up 2 this week, I want to say on Valentine's Day. And today's the 18th of February, and they have sold already. I just got them posted 2 days ago, and they retail for anywhere, depending on the size, from $125 to $150. I posted mine for $75 and $68. I sold them in a bundle to someone for $121. So my profit margin on those 2 items was, I made $92 after posh fees. So definitely keep an eye in the kids department or in blankets for Woolino sleep sacks. I had never seen them before, but when I saw that they were wool and that the brand was Woolino, I thought there's no way I'm passing on this, and my instinct was right. Okay, next category that I like to find and I seek out are ballet flats. There are a lot of really high-end ballet flats, and there's a lot of really junky ballet flats. And really, our job when we're sourcing is to actually seek out the difference between the junky and the high-end. So let me tell you the brands I look at for. Oh my goodness. First and foremost, Teaks. I found Teaks once recently for $7.99 at my local thrift store, sold within days. I would love to find a pair in my own size. I'm gonna leave it at that. The next brand is Lanvin Paris, Lanvin, and they make very high-end ballet flats. I recently picked up a pair and I couldn't find a size in them, and I just went with a Euro sizing on it and knew what the range was of the shoe. I knew it was approximately like a 7.5 to an 8.5, so I called it a Euro 38, and that gives you a little bit more wiggle room. Obviously, leather ballet flats that are made in France are going to have European sizing anyway, so don't tie yourself to an American sizing if you pick up a European style shoe and can't find the size in it. Really, it just takes some time. Just sit with it, get a sense of the shoe, what it's like, and don't pass on something just because you can't find the size. I sold those flats, it's gonna be up on the screen, for an amazing sales price, and I did consider leaving them behind because I couldn't find a size, and I thought, there's no way. I am taking these ballet flats home with me. Other brands, which you are obviously gonna know, Tory Burch, really great, just bread and butter ballet flat brands, and obviously Rothy's. I mean, I haven't found Rothy's very often, just a couple of times in my entire reselling journey. My only tip on finding Rothy's is to make sure that you take the inner sole out and make sure it says made in China on the inside. If not, if it says made in the USA, they're dupes. Pass. I also recently sold 2 pairs of Frye ballet flats. I picked them up at the bins, and one pair was brown, one pair was black, and they sold to the same person. Okay, I'm gonna take a huge category right now, and that's sneakers, and I'm gonna reduce it to one brand that I never pass on, condition-wise or not, and that is Vejas. They are just hot right now. Some of them are vegan, and average sale price, you're looking at upwards of $60 to $100 depending on which shoe they are. I have all sorts of sneaker brands that I love to pick up condition based. Obviously brands like Hoka, On Running, let's see. I recently sold a pair of Adidas night joggers within days. They were a super cool colorway, but I don't think I need to tell people. You just kind of get a sense of what you want to sell. But I will say, if you see Vejas, make sure you pick them up. Okay, my last category that I'm gonna share about is actually bras. This is a little out of pocket because I'll tell you the secret about bras. You know, they sell right now at the thrift store between $2.99 and $4.99, and you can get upwards of $60 depending on the brand for bras. Yes. So, these are the brands that I pick up. Obviously, sports bras are their own categories, not necessarily going to be a fast sell-through rate. Lululemon, Free People, even Victoria's Secret has a active line, Icebreaker and Smartwool, Patagonia. Those are brands I always pick up. They have like the very basic styling in their bras. They may have cups, they may not. They really just look like the cropped tank top style. They're not gonna have a lot of details to them, but always pick up Patagonia, Smartwool, Icebreaker. You know, Patagonia can run from about 15 to 30 depending on what it is. Smartwool and Icebreaker are going to be more of the 25 to 35 price point. Other brands that I love, Third Love, gorgeous bras. They have a little bit of a different detailing in the back, and like their clasps are a little bit more of like a copper color, so it's really easy to see those when you're going through the racks. Just look at it, and don't forget to stop by that bra rack when you're thrifting. Category I'm going to talk about is just a brand, and the reason why I have singled out just this brand and not put them into a category is because it's my best-selling brand, and that's Patagonia. So Patagonia just carries a great name. People love Patagonia, people seek out Patagonia. Now, do people just want any Patagonia? I'm trying to pull up my video of what has recently sold, and it's gonna be on the screen, and I'd like to just show everyone the sales point for Patagonia items. I could sell a pullover fleece Patagonia jacket, you know, right now for $80. Today I sold a nano puff black vest, very basic. I got it for $9.99. I sold it today for $90. I had it in my closet for $120. I sell shorts, I sell jackets, I sell shirts, I sell skirts, I sell tank tops, I sell shorts. But I will say you have to lower your expectation for a lot of those categories. I will always pick up Patagonia, but guess what? A tank top may only sell for $15. It might even be hemp and new with tags. Shorts, another category, $15 to $25. Obviously right now, super hot cinchilla fleece pullovers, especially if you find wild prints. I tend to find a lot of made in the USA, more vintage Patagonia, and I always pick that up and I price it higher as well. Their base layers are called Capeline, and they're gonna sell more for about the $20 to $30 range. So when I say lower your expectations, that's what I'm talking about. Just because you see Patagonia, don't think I'm gonna get $50 for this. There is a lot of Patagonia on their secondhand market. It is oversaturated, but if you find those items that people are really looking for, you're not gonna have a problem selling it. Okay, I've got one more category, one more. Well, it's not a category, it's a brand, and that's Lululemon. We're seeing a lot more Lululemon in the thrift stores now than we ever have. And you really have to be discerning about what you pick up. these are my recommendations. I always pick up Lululemon at the bins if it's not trashed. And I really make good decisions when I'm thrifting at regular retail thrift prices for Lululemon because we know everyone marks it up. So this is what I'm always going to buy. I'm always going to buy Lululemon Align pants. Now you can tell it's an Align pant because if you turn it around, the back of the seam is going to come down more like a V instead of straight across. If it's a straight across band, that's the Wonder Under. If you turn it around and you see a V and it meets the seam that goes down the center like that, that's the Align. It's probably going to be a high rise, and always pick up Aligns. Even if they look pilled, they're really easy and fast to clean up. I also look for great colors, unique colors. I always pick up the scuba hoodies even though they're marked up. I have recently found some really neat colorways and they tend to sell fairly quickly. I will say Lululemon can be a long tail item, but Lululemon Aligns will not sit in your closet. Hottie Hot shorts are the other great category of Lululemon shorts to pick up. There is long line Hottie Hots, and then there is, I think they're 2.5 inches are the regular length ones. The long line ones are 4-inch inseam. They call those tall. So I don't really know what's happening with Lululemon skirts. I actually don't find a lot. I would definitely pick up skirts. I still pick up bras. Tank tops are a lukewarm category, but I will say this, I find that people add on to their bundles with a Lululemon tank top. Because of the price point. I always price my tank tops at $32 and I get people adding them to their bundles a lot. So, hey, I pick it up just for that. If it's gonna incentivize someone to buy a bundle, then okay, Lululemon, I'm here for you. I don't find a lot of joggers, but I would definitely pick up joggers. I am not much into cropped Lululemon pants, and Wonder Unders I have mixed feelings about. You know, people may not agree with me on Lululemon, but I think it's here to stay. And yep, it doesn't sell within a week unless it's, you know, Sonic Pink or Spice Chai or something really amazing, but it's gonna sell. It's gonna sell. So I think it's worth your time over something else that maybe could be sitting in your closet for much longer. So that's it. That's all I have. Those are sort of the categories, and then what brands and styles I like to pick up, and also just some regular categories in general. Don't sleep on merino wool. You know, sweaters are a little bit more of a crapshoot, but if the brand is there, definitely buy them. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new to the channel. I appreciate all of you, and I would love for you to share some 2023's definitely buying, either categories or specific brands and styles. Thanks everyone. Have a good day.